Hey, it's Dane Scott, Studio Takes. A quick take for you today. I found a PC for those who are just starting out in voiceovers and don't have much of a budget, which kind of blows my mind. I'll talk about it next.
3, 2, 1.
Studio Takes. Real help for the aspiring voiceover artist.
And I'm Dane Scott from thegigdoctor.com, top-rated Fiverr seller. If you're on a budget and you're looking for a heck of a deal on an inexpensive Windows computer for voiceover startup, I've got one for you. Just got it in-house and I am very impressed. And how they can sell it this cheaply is absolutely beyond me. And just after I give you the details on this, I'm going to be back around and tell you how a budget-conscious person like yourself can get some first-rate training, voiceover training. So stick with me till the end. Right now, I would really appreciate it if you would take a sec to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Maybe you have a computer you recommend as well. All right, let's get to it. If you are on a budget and you're looking for a heck of a deal on an inexpensive Windows computer, this one, the B-Link U59, it's a mini PC, has Windows 11, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a 512 gigabyte SSD, that means solid state, no motor, no noise, hard drive. And I found them over at Amazon for $250. It's so funny because, I knew that it was going to be small, but when I got it, I just didn't realize how small. It'll literally sit in the palm of your hand. If you were concerned about what little tiny amount of fan noise it makes, heck, you could Velcro it under your counter or Velcro it to the back of your monitor. I'm telling you, this is a very small computer, but man, not only quiet. I booted it up and it was fast. Ran Windows 11 like a champ. Every other app that I started up just launched really quickly. I'll tell you honestly, I have not loaded any kind of audio editing software into it, but I can just tell by its behavior that it's not going to have any trouble. Really, doing voiceover recording and editing is not a highly processor-intensive task. So yeah, if it'll bring up, Word or Excel really quick, it's not going to have any trouble with, for example, Audition or Audacity. It's got plenty of plugins on it. Surprisingly, for how small it is, there is not one, but two Ethernet connections on it. There's a whole handful of USB ports, including a USB-C type port. Plenty of room for your keyboard and your mouse and your mic interface, with room additionally to plug in, say, a backup hard drive or a USB flash drive, and HDMI output, so it's nice and clean going into the monitor. I brought the display up on a 32-inch monitor display, my main display here, and I thought it looked terrific. But I keep coming back to the price, $250, come on. So they've really brought all this stuff down. If you consider that Windows 11 by itself is $150, you're basically almost getting your computer for free. And I don't know if there's more than one of these available, but I found one copy of this on Amazon, which was even less. It was actually under $200. I think maybe because it was a previous generation of the same computer, and maybe they're closing those out. Personally, I would spend the little bit extra and get the more current one just because I like to kind of stay up to date. But here are some scenarios where you might want to consider this. Number one, you've got a PC, but it's older and it's not responsive. There are lots and lots of Windows PCs out there that just run like old, slow tanks, bloated with extra software that was not desirable but was added to the computer and you've never been able to figure how to get rid of, that kind of thing. So if you have an older PC unresponsive, or you have no PC yet, or the one you have is noisy. There's a lot of fan noise and you hate to just throw the PC out. Well, use it for something else. For this small amount of money, I think it's really worthwhile getting a studio PC, if you want to call it that. And this price point is pretty irresistible. Throw in another $20, get yourself a wireless mouse and keyboard for it. You are totally rocking. That is it for today. I just wanted to tell you about that. And there will be a link down in the show notes from today. It'll take you over to Amazon. Definitely worth a look-see. The B-Link. I'd never even heard of a B-Link before, but they really seem to have gotten it together. And when it comes to these really tiny, hockey puck-sized computers, amazing. While we're saving money, let me send you over also, another link will be in the show comments here, to my Udemy course about the fastest, least expensive way to get started in voiceovers. Certainly, I think, this little advice today could be added right onto that course. This one's popular. I've gotten quite a few students who are picking this up and are running with it, and I definitely suggest it to anybody who's kind of on-ramping into voiceovers at this point in their life. Save yourself a lot of grief by finding out ways you can do things that are less expensive and less complicated than what some of the YouTube quote-unquote experts are recommending to you. So again, that's at Udemy, and it will be in the show notes there, the link to that course. If I was starting voiceovers with no budget at all, what would I do? I'll have a link to that in the little trailer that comes at the end of this video. So watch for the closing music and you'll see that link. All right, catch you next time.
The Gig Doctor.